Join discord.gg/flat earth to join in the conversation about our Earth. Remember to get VC verified.
Enemy spotted.
Kirk BX.
Explain to me the picture that you were sending me.
Kirk wants to talk about the black swan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says.
Is there a 1.2 mile horizon in that black swan picture, Kirk?
Wait, before I don't know, but hang on, Heretic.
Nah.
I want to properly introduce the chap. So is this your first time coming to a server like this, Kirk?
Nah, this was my second time. I've been here before.
You've been here before.
Last time y'all told me about the black swan, and I was like, all right, cool. Try to do my research, and this is my issue with you guys.
What's your issue?
I feel like y'all should have presented both sides. Y'all didn't tell me about.
Hold on, you cut out, bro. Say again, the first part.
Y'all should have presented both sides because you didn't tell me about atmospheric refraction. Because someone told me, oh, okay, look it up. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna be back with some information. So I looked it up, and in some of the picture or the video, whatever, you can see the rig behind the
what?
curve.
Behind the curve. Okay.
Yeah, like you cannot see the bottom.
Mm.
And then the other picture, you can actually see it in front of it. And one of the questions you guys asked was, "Oh, where's the horizon?" And I was like, "Oh, it's behind it." So yeah, okay, then if it's behind it, that couldn't be the curve. But then in the real video picture is mostly behind. So
Mm-hmm. All right.
so explain.
So before we get to us saying, well, let me defend my point, I don't need to do that. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to test your knowledge to see if you know if the Earth is a globe or not. Now, based on your knowledge right now, do you think that the Earth is a globe 100% certain that it's a globe through and through?
I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say 100% because I haven't been
Okay,
outside
so
of
what
space.
so what percentage are we working with, Kurt? Give me a percentage. What are we working with here?
Yeah, 90, I guess,
90%.
85.
So you're mostly certain that it's a globe, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's test the metal, shall we? Now then, before we get into Black Swan and all that good stuff, and you have us explain to you, I want you to tell me your knowledge 90% wise of how much you know. So, 3 basic questions that I ask everybody that comes in here. Assuredly, with 90% knowledge, you're going to tell me straight out what you know and how you know, specifically. So, let's go through it. The first question I have for you, Kirk, is who's measured the curvature of the Earth any time in history, as in drop over distance? Now, let me preface it this way, because when we talk about a geometric shape, like a globe or an oblate spheroid, we're talking about the consequent of it being like a ball having drop over distance. So we have a radius, we have a diameter, and a circumference. So in this geometric shape, we know some certain things about it, that it will have drop over distance from point A to point B on any part of the surface of this Earth. So then, the question I have to you, which is the very first one, who's ever measured this curvature anytime in history, the drop over distance that I'm requiring for you to know right now? Who's ever done that, Kirk? Remember, drop over distance is what I'm requiring, not anything else. Now, who's done that?
I don't know. The only name I associate with it is I forget his name. Eratosthenes, whatever his name is.
Okay, did he measure drop over distance?
I'm not. I don't have that information. I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know.
No.
So, for the first question, do you know who's measured drop over distance? Or you can answer with, I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay, second question. They tell us that the Earth is spinning on its axis at about 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. So, according to what you read on the internet, they say that the Earth is spinning around on its axis at the equator at about 1,000 miles per hour. So, the question to you is, who has ever measured the Earth's rotation spinning at the equator at about 1,000 miles per hour, any time in history? Do you know?
Okay, so before we continue, if you're me knowing, then
Mm-hmm.
it's just a matter of me researching them. And then, but again, it goes back to the same thing you did with the
Just
Black Swan.
quickly, let's swiftly move through it then. If you do not know, say I don't know to
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
question.
don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. No.
Third question. You might know, so I give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to say you don't know right offhand. I want you to do the best with your 90% knowledge. All right, so let's go with the third question. The third question is simple, right? They tell us that we live in a vacuum, or excuse me, let me say it this way. The Earth is a globe, right, spinning in the vacuum of space, but they tell us that we reside in the medium of the vacuum of space. And before I ask the question, let me just preface it. So they tell us that the vacuum of space is adjacent to the pressure air that you and I breathe. Now
Yeah,
then, they say that on the surface, we're breathing at about 14 psi. So our lungs breathing in and out this air on the surface is about 14 psi, give or take. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out if we live in an open system, like they tell us, right? Like the globe is an open system and rockets can leave the earth and matter and energy can transfer back and forth from the surface of the earth out into the vacuum of space. So we're trying to figure out if that is the case. How is it possible to have gas pressure without a container? Do you
because
know?
I don't know I don't know how it works, but I would guess you still need a don't you need a escape velocity or something to leave, and then you have gravity that's pushing everything close to the core of the Earth. So
Okay, so my question to you is, do you know? And if you do know, please follow up with the specifics. If you don't know, say I don't know.
okay, I don't know.
Okay, so let me just wrap this up for you. So the Earth being a globe spinning in the vacuum of space is a blind belief that you have. You do not know that it is a globe spinning in the vacuum of space. You just believe it to be so. It has not been proven. You don't have any knowledge that could lead you to any understanding that the Earth is actually a globe spinning in the vacuum of space. You blindly believe in it right now, currently. So, any objections that you might have or rejections to it, to the Earth being flat, is you just coping with the fact that you have no knowledge that the Earth is an actual globe spinning in the vacuum of space. So, then, the inquisition that you have for us is actually now turned around to you, sir. What is it
So
that you
so
know? Well, excuse me, I'm not done. What is it that you know about the globe and you don't know anything about it, actually? 90% went just all the way straight down to zero right now. After these three questions, they're the fundamental pillars of the idea that the Earth is a globe. Not knowing these is a catalyst. Excuse me, not a catalyst. It's a cataclysmic event in your mind because you don't know that it just undermined everything you could ever think of or tell us that you know. So, because you don't have any knowledge whatsoever, sir, you're bankrupt. You need to go back and understand that you're blindly believing this religion in the globe and start to figure out why. Why do you blindly believe in it? Because any questions that we had to show you or any evidence that we had to show you was refuted by you, and you coming in here, putting us under the microscope. Really, in essence, what I'm doing right now is showing you that your own mind needs to be under one because you thought you had prior knowledge, 90%, that the earth was a globe. And now you're finding out that there is no knowledge that you have to hold on to that.
can I respond?
So you can go ahead. If there's anything that we're not going to go into the black swan because for the moment, right? For the moment, you have no knowledge that the earth is a globe. So we need
Okay,
to examine that right there. Go
can I
ahead.
respond to you? So the question you first asked me wasn't how much proof I had. It was how sure I was.
Yeah.
And then, but this is my issue. Another issue I have with you guys.
No, I don't care
If
about your issues. I don't care about your feelings.
all right,
I
then you're not
don't
gonna let
care
me
about
finish.
anything. The only thing I care about, sir, is the truth. If you
Can I
have no
respond?
if you have no truth, I don't want to hear about it. And I'm sorry that it sounds this cold to you, but if
No,
you
it's
don't
fine.
have anything to bring to the table, you need to stop and re-examine what you know. This is the most important part of what your understanding is.
Can I
Maybe
respond to you?
everybody else coddled you and told you about the black swan. I don't. I want you to know that there is no quarter for you here in this server until you have evidence that the earth is a globe. You have none right now, sir. None whatsoever. So I don't want to hear about your feelings. And I feel bad because this is my issue with you guys. You need to take that shit onto another server and go tell them about your feelings, because this server is all about you demonstrating the evidence that you have for the earth being a globe. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Can I respond to you?
If you are going to tell me about your feelings, you will swiftly be muted.
I didn't. When did I talk about my feelings?
I don't care to know this is my issue with you guys. I don't care. Do you understand?
Yeah. So your argument is basically, since I don't have all the facts,
All the facts
the
are you got nothing.
the Earth
Not
is
all the
flat.
facts. You don't have anything. You have
Kirk
zero evidence. Zero.
Kirk doesn't have anything, so the
Nothing.
Earth is flat.
You do not have anything. Do you understand? It's not that you don't have all the facts, sir. You got nothing.
So the
You're
Earth is.
holding on to an empty belief system. And I want you to recognize that.
So based on that, you prove again. You prove the Earth is flat by saying, "Oh,
Did I
you
say that I
cannot."
proved the earth is flat? What I
You
told you is
acting
that
like you
you
did.
have no evidence for the earth being a globe. We haven't even got to that part yet. You haven't acknowledged the fact that you don't know that the earth is a globe or not. You have not acknowledged that. And if we tell you about the black swan, it's not going to do you any justice. We're just going to enable you, because the only thing you're going to do is say, no, and we don't want to hear that. We want
I
you.
never said nothing. You put
I
things
don't
on my.
care. I do not care. This server is not meant to be here to coddle you. It's here so that you can understand truth. And the truth
So,
is, you have no knowledge that the earth is a globe. If you did, you'd be able to tell us those three questions in detail. And you do not have, you're coming up blank right now. It's bankrupt. And the more you know
so
about
how
that,
you don't.
the better you are to examine your knowledge claims of the earth being a globe.
So why don't you debate experts then?
It's not about a debate, sir. This server exists to expose that people's minds are completely delusional. This issue right here is not a debate. It's a for your side, the idea that the earth is a globe, it's a rejection of the truth. It is not a debate. There is no debate. If there was, I'd be telling you, well, what's your favorite color then? Because mine is purple and yours is blue. And let's debate about it. This is not a debate. It's a right and wrong scenario. We are right and you are wrong. How do we know? It's simple. I just demonstrated to you how I know you're wrong. How do I know you're wrong, sir? I want to see if you know what I'm saying. How do I know you're wrong?
You don't know because
I
I'm
do
right.
know.
The
I
Earth is a
absolutely
globe.
do know 100%. I've
It's
just
not. It's not
demonstrated.
even a
I just
discussion.
let me tell you. Let me tell you, because you don't know.
Go ahead.
You seem to be kind of lost right now, like a babe lost in the woods. You do not know. Let me explain to you how I know. When I asked you the three fundamental pillars of the earth being a globe, you said, I don't know, to three questions that you should know. That's how I know.
You know who?
100%. You have no
You know
knowledge.
who knows? You know who knows?
Who knows?
Scientists that study this, that
All
actually
right, then
study
bring
the
their
Earth.
ass over here. Go get their ass and bring them over here and put them in front of me and see if I won't shellac them just like the way I did you. Go get them.
You would just
Go and
deny
get
it.
them.
You
Go
would
get
just say
your scientists.
it's made up.
Go get your astrophysicists. Go get your scientists. Go get your cosmologists and bring all 20 of them here. And I will encircle them with the questions that I just given you, and I will smash the globe on top of their head just like
I
I did
try
you.
I try
Go
getting
get
an
them.
expert in here,
Because if
but
you're not the guy, sir, if you're not the guy, then go get me the guy.
I
Go
try.
and fetch
And
the
you know
guy.
what?
Go
You know
get
what
him.
they say?
I don't
They don't
care about
even
what they say.
acknowledge.
I don't care about what they say, sir. The only thing I care about is that somebody brings some evidence. And if they don't have that, then they need to go and get it.
They don't even acknowledge it. That's the problem.
I don't
It's
care if
such
they acknowledge me or not,
it's
because
such an overthought that it's a
they're in a
globe.
religious mindset. Listen to me. If you're going to listen to me, just listen. They're in a religious mindset, and you are a fundamentalist. You are a follower of that religion. It is a religion, sir. It is not true knowledge. This is something you haven't come to grips with yet. Is that you are in the biggest religion there ever is on earth. And it's a
I,
globe religion,
how is it a
complete,
religion?
complete with priests that talk about the earth being a globe. You have your
I
scientific communicator. I'm telling you, you have your scientific communicators who tell you that the Earth is a globe. You have your pseudoscientists, priests in academia who tell you that the Earth's spinning around in the vacuum of space. All of these people are priests for the religion of the Earth being a globe. And you, sir, are a fundamentalist who believes that the Earth is a globe, and and to top it off, you actually look to your priest and say, "My priest knows about the globe. I may not know about the globe, but my priest does." And I'm like, "Bring him here and see if he doesn't know how to answer these questions, because he doesn't." And I promise you, when you bring him here, I will do the same thing I've done to you to him. And you will see for yourself that your scientist, your priest even, does not have the answers, because I've done it before with many astrophysicists, with many cosmologists. I've spoken to so many thousands of people throughout the years that I've been doing this. Not a one has come with an answer to be sufficient that the Earth is a globe. Not a one, sir. And this should be astonishing to you. But look, if you do not believe me, go and bring him here to me. Specifically, look at my name, Mayhem 100. Bring him to me. Say, I have a guy who will, you can entice him, say he will debate you on the Earth if being a globe or
I
not.
tried
I
already.
don't care.
They don't want to.
Well, then it's their law. It's their law, sir. I'm
Because
not
they
here. I'm not here to beg them to come in here. If they want to come and face the music and face the truth, they come in here and they stand before the council, before all these gentlemen that are in here and ladies in here, and they're gonna stand for what the truth is all about. And if they don't want to, then that's on them. And then you're gonna know where they're stand at. It's not that they don't want to come in here because they ain't got the time. They're scared shitless and to face the music. I
no,
promise that much. Because
it's
if
because
they know
no.
they don't have an answer, if they do not have an answer to these questions, they're going to be left with egg on their face. And apparently, go ahead, go ahead.
The real reason they don't debate based on
It's not a debate.
Earth.
It's not a debate. It's
The real reason they don't want to have this discussion is because it's already been had, and to them it's silly to even think that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, so
That's the
you rely on your priest, right? Since your priest feels like, well, I don't need to go in there. I'm a priest. And you're like, yeah, priest, you get him. Who gives a shit what they think? If they don't know the truth, then they're in the wrong, sir. And you're blindly believing in them. And I'm trying to point that out to you, but you seem to be religiously stuck on that point. As in, well, they don't want to come in here because they just ain't got the time. Who cares?
at the
Is what
same
I'm telling.
time they have the time. They just don't think you guys are serious
I don't
because no
care.
one thinks the
Do
Earth is
you think
flat.
I'm not serious? Do you think I'm not serious?
Me
I've talked to
personally,
many
I
people.
think you're serious.
Excuse me?
Me
Go ahead.
personally, I think you're serious.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying.
Your
But
points is
if
not
one of
serious.
these guys, if one of these guys get enough gumption to actually saddle up and belly up to the bar and come in here and say, okay, where's this guy that who wants to speak? Yeah, I've 10 years into this. I know what I'm talking about. Let me speak to that guy while you're present. I want you to be present, standing next to him. I want you to hear them. The words that come out of their mouth, you need to hear it for yourself because you haven't heard it. Because why? They're scared shitless to come in here and actually have a discourse because they don't know what's in store for them. So they're running off of the script. They have a script, you know. It's called a curriculum. And that curriculum that they have to abide by. They can't go off script, you know. So when you ask them certain questions, don't they tell you, well, you can't ask those questions like in academia. I'm talking about academia. So when you're in school or something and you ask them a real tough question, they're like, well, science doesn't work that way. It works as in we can't ever know anything to be 100% sure. So they have their little outs. They don't ever answer your questions like they
I mean, it
should.
depends what you ask them. If you
Well,
ask them
I
the
ask them
questions
the
you
three
are asking
questions.
me, they can
Yeah.
answer for sure.
No, they won't. They won't.
I'm trying
I
to
can
get
listen.
a
I'm telling you
professor
this.
in here.
I'm actually what I'm saying is that I'm so sure that they will not sufficiently answer my question that I'm guaranteeing it to you. So you need to tell them, look, man, this guy's really talking a big game over here. You need to go in there and stop him. And I promise you, when you
I
tell
try
him
to.
that, well, I'm telling you
Um,
right now, if your priest had enough gumption,
are you saying
which they
priest?
which they don't. the guy right now that you're saying has the information. I don't
How
care
is that a
who it
priest?
is. He's a priest. They speak of the religion of the earth being a globe.
What do you
It's a
call it a
blind.
religion?
I just finished telling you how it's a blind belief, and not only that, I demonstrated to you how it's a blind belief. I told you it's a blind belief because you have no. You said I'm 90%. I'm sure it's 90. You don't have any knowledge. You're bankrupt, and so are they.
Do,
They're just as bankrupt as you. It's the blind leading the blind. So
do you know how the
those guys. What, yes, you want to say something?
yeah? Do you know how the internet works? Like all the
Do I
ins
know
and
how the
outs.
internet works? What difference does that make to like the
No,
Earth being a globe or not, sir?
All right, so I'm gonna keep asking. So just because you don't know how the internet works doesn't mean that you don't believe in the internet.
Okay, so you're giving me something that has no freaking assimilation to what I'm saying right now. Is
What
the
I'm
Earth
saying,
the
there are
is
certain
the Earth the
things that you go
is
by
the
in
Earth
your
you're
everyday
standing,
life.
sir? Is the Earth you're standing on the internet?
What I'm saying is,
Is the Earth the internet? Answer my question.
no, what I'm saying
Oh,
is, there are
thank you.
certain
No,
things in your
stop,
everyday
sir,
life.
sir. The reason why I said
You're not
that
letting
is
me
because
finish.
I want to
We're
point
having a
out to you.
conversation.
I want to put because you're not listening. You want to be talking when I'm speaking. So when I
It's back
said
and
that
forth.
the Earth is not the internet, and I pointed out to you, you need to recognize that those are two different things. You're not talking about the Earth anymore. You're talking about the internet.
Can I explain
So
then?
if we're, excuse me,
Can I explain what
explain,
I mean?
Bad analogy, dude.
explain
Do you
what?
think?
I don't have to
Do you
explain.
think?
Listen, so if we're talking about the earth that you stand on is something physical, it's something tangible. You can actually do things with it, like measure it. Well, that's a crazy idea, but it just might work. All right, so when I'm talking about the earth, you're actually standing on something. I'm not talking about the inner workings of the internet, sir, which is the false dichotomy that you just put up right now. Don't give me that. I don't care to know about that.
I try to
That's nothing
explain it.
to
You
do with.
said no, don't explain it.
I don't have to because we're not talking
All
about that.
right.
Going off topic because you know why? Your mind is trying to wrestle with the fact that you have no knowledge. So you're giving up these goofy ideas that, well, let me just say the internet and see if he knows about that. It's dumb. It's super dumb. I don't need to talk about that. I want to explain to you how no one, not even your priest, that you're saying, well, this guy who's a scientist, he knows. He doesn't know. And far be it for me to tell you straight out he doesn't know. I want you to bring him in here so I can point it out to you. Say,
I'm
Mayhem.
trying my best to get someone in here, but no one takes you seriously at
Well,
all.
you need to then say something serious to them. Look, guys, can I actually let me just write a letter to you because obviously you're not taking me serious. These guys mean business, and when you do that, perhaps somebody will be like, "All right, what do you got, Sonny?" As in, they're too busy to talk about something that should be important to you, but they don't give a shit
How is it
because they're getting
important?
paid, son. They're getting paid.
How
What
is
are
it
you
important?
getting? You're getting
Oh my
you're
lord.
the wrong end of that stick. Okay, you're just a fundamentalist. You don't get paid to talk about lies. They do. You don't.
How is that important?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These guys are getting
Oh,
paid.
so
So
you
do
don't
you
know
think
how
that
it's important.
you think that they want to come into a Discord server and risk their whole integrity of their whole career just so that they can make you happy? No. They don't want to do that. They'd rather stay cushy in their comfy little cozy place over there in their high castle with all the rest of the wizards instead of coming over here and facing the music. They don't want to do that. They will
Amen.
never do that.
Amen.
They will never
Well
do that.
said, brother.
So what's the reason for this big lie and big?
The reason
So
for
you
it
acknowledge
is
the
to
lie.
make fundamentalists such as yourself be easy pickings for people to play around with their mind like a mannequin. Like what do you call those marionettes? You're just a marionette on a puppet on the strings. That's all you are. And you dance around whenever they want you to. Oh, the Earth's going to get hit by an asteroid. There you go, running around. Guys, do you know the Earth's going to get hit by an asteroid? That's exactly what you are. Oh, the climate change. The Earth's going to decline in 12 years. And you're like, shit, I need to do something about taking my garbage out. Like, you're so terrified by all
How
this
many?
shit that they tell you that you're a marionette. You're a puppet on the strings. You do whatever. You dance and sing for them whenever they want to pull your strings. And guess what? And you still like it because you're like, let me talk to my scientist. Who cares, dude?
How
If you didn't
many?
know this, If you didn't know the truth, do you think they're gonna know it?
All right. How many
All right.
people in their everyday life do you think about the globe and being flat or not being flat? How is it a
Who
religion when most people don't even
cares?
think about this?
I
So
Who
can
don't put
say
it.
cares?
something to that.
Listen to,
Hey,
listen
hey,
to me
I
when I
can.
say. Listen to me when I
I
say this. Who
uh
cares? Let's not answer. Nobody. Listen. That's just bait from this guy. No one answer. Listen, guy. When you ask those questions, you're not gonna bait anybody else into your uh, little trick here, because your little Jedi mind trick. Because you want to talk to a bunch of. You want to bait them into this. No one's gonna be baited in. Here's what.
okay.
Here's what you're gonna do. Here's what you're gonna
What's the
do.
question? It wasn't a
You're
trick.
gonna
It was a legit question.
no one's gonna answer your questions because you still haven't sufficiently answered mine.
Oh.
Therefore, you're bankrupt with the information. Okay, you don't know.
Mm.
Now, now then, now then, go and get your priest, because that's what you need to do right now. Because you just said, well, you know what, I don't know, but my scientist says I've been trying to get him in here. Well, get their ass in here. That's what I
Go to
want to do.
confession.
But you call it a religion, and I'm
It
making the
is.
case that it's not a
It is,
religion.
It
man.
is a religion, sir, and you're
So
a
It
so
fundamental.
what?
is.
So let
You're a
me. So what type
fundamentalist.
of religion people don't
It's
even
a
think
globe.
about on their everyday life? They don't
Because it's based
care.
on belief.
They don't. They don't live by it. It doesn't affect them. This
You
is the
don't know that.
reason.
Oh,
Listen,
they
you're
all
so, you're
love
so
outer
far,
space, Kirk.
you're so far down the rabbit hole right now with your religion that you don't know which way is up, and I mean that literally. Because if you live on a globe, you don't know which way is up. Living on a globe, and Australia's underneath you, and somebody's standing antipodal from your position. That's the most ridiculous thing anybody's ever said. But you don't know which way is up, literally.
I think
So
somebody's getting. Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Go ahead.
man.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
I was. Okay, so back to what was said a few minutes ago about questioning. Nobody questions the globe or flat Earth. I have to disagree with you because I never questioned the globe before I came about information about flat Earth. And you know what? The first thing that happened is I started questioning it. And then after that, it started to make logical sense. And then, you realize that you never really questioned the globe. You just parroted what you were given in public education.
Which is what you did, Kirk, when you just came in here. Now, the man, if you're just joining the game right now, the man said that he was 90% sure that the Earth was a globe. That's what he said when we first started out on our journey.
Yeah.
I took him to the three questions. He came up bankrupt, just like everybody else, just like the pseudoscientist priest that he wants to appeal to. I've shellacked every single one of them, and I'll keep doing it. But for his sake, I want him to bring his priest in here so that I can shellac him in front of his eyeballs and his
Yeah, that'd
ears,
be great.
so that he
And
can
I
hear
think
for himself.
are they not gonna do it? I'm telling you. I'll try.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. Listen. Oh, about bringing him in here? Oh, I don't know. Listen, those
I had
guys.
a priest once, and if I had asked him to come in here, I bet you he would have. So what does that say? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
But
they probably even
most of them it's beneath them to be like, oh,
beneath
come
them.
debate
Oh,
flat
Wow.
Earth,
oh,
Beneath
so
them.
they're high and mighty. They're
Magical wizards.
because they
it's
think
beneath them. Do you see?
this is
Listen,
not even
listen, hang
this.
on for a second. You need to hold on to your cake hold for just a moment. Do you see how you do you see how you're speaking about these guys? Oh, it's,
I didn't say me.
some
I
of
didn't
these
say
guys.
me.
Yeah, well, hold on a second, dude. You got diarrhea of the mouth or what? I'm talking about these guys right now, not you. I'm saying these guys act like they have no time to come in here because it's beneath them. Oh, these guys are just like little pebbles under my feet. I just kick them like rocks. Who cares about that idea? If they were able to refute anything that I said about those three questions I gave you, they'd be in here faster than you could even say, come in here. They would be here so quickly. They would be here so quickly. But you know the reason why you think of them like that? Because it's your mindset. They probably like, I'm just a humble man. I just, go to work in academia. But you're like, oh my gosh, it's so beneath these guys to come in here and talk to you. Like, who the hell are you? And why do you put them up on that kind of a pedestal? What are you? Yeah, like really,
Ridiculous.
like you're such a fundamentalist, you don't even know it, dude. You're such a fundamental, and that's even the worst part about it is how you think about them. It's so beneath them, dude.
Okay,
Hey,
so
maybe I got this quote in my head. from Richard Feynman, and he said that I would rather have questions that can't be answered rather than answers that can't be questioned. And the last part of that is what everybody in here and most people across the face of the earth experienced. It's called indoctrination when you can't question answers.
Well, it's not only
And
that, but the gentleman actually said that he went to those guys and said, "Sir, can you please come in the server? There's some guys talking trash," and they're like, "Dude, we got no time for that, man." And he's like, "Golly, I
bullshit.
need you to come into the server, but why
I
won't you?
did.
Because it's
This
beneath us, dude." Like,
because
what?
they think it's already been debunked. They feel like I'm
Bang, oilo.
By
You hear
who?
this guy? You hear the gump? This guy is like, oh, you know what? The flat Earth has been debunked. Like how you?
What?
This is coming from the guy who, when I just previously asked him how the Earth is a globe by way of those three questions, I previously asked him that, and he said, I don't know, I don't know,
I
I don't
didn't
know.
say it was debunked. The people I asked said it's debunked and it's beneath them.
Okay,
Ask them what
fine,
they
that's
did
fine.
to
That's all
debunk
good
it
and well.
then.
That's all good and
I'm
well. But how did you respond to me? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. What do you think they're gonna say when they come in here? They know.
so
Hmm?
you think if I bring a physicist,
Yes,
someone that knows,
I've
they're
been
gonna
trying
say
to
they
tell
don't
you
know?
for the last 20 minutes, dude. What do you think I've been telling you for the last 20 minutes? When they come in here, they're gonna sound a
Hold,
little
hold,
cocky.
hold
They're gonna sound a
on.
little
What's
cocky.
up,
They're gonna
dude?
sound like they know what they're talking about. But
Hold on.
as soon as I put them up against the three questions, guess what? You're gonna hear it from their mouth that I'm gonna tell them, look, if you don't know the specifics, say you don't know, and they're gonna say, oh, I don't know. You're gonna hear it, and
Right,
you're like, oh, they don't know. And what good is
right,
that gonna do? You tell me what good is
right.
that gonna do when they say they don't know? Are you gonna make another excuse and say,
Oh
well,
God, Miggy, let me get in there.
that
Damn.
science doesn't matter. Let me get another one. Let me get another
Yo,
science.
yo,
Sorry. Go ahead,
Miggy's
Eli.
on fire.
Go ahead, Eli.
Yo, so you said you wonder whether or not a physicist would fare better than you did.
Yeah, I know a professor. Like
Okay, that's good. Now consider what physics is. It's the study of the physical and Jenny. It's the study of the physical and natural world. And so, to study the physical and natural world, the epistemological approach that we use is the scientific method. So, when I asked this physicist how he would scientifically prove the shape of the earth, and he begins to answer, the first thing you should understand is that he's a fraud, is because there's a difference between how and why questions and what is questions. And
Nice.
what is the shape of the earth is a what question, a what is question, which means there would have to be some form of measurement. So a physicist ain't gonna do shit because they don't, because who you're saying is a physicist is just as indoctrinated and religious as everybody else. I'm assuming, if he's a globe earther, because you don't handle the question of what the earth is with physics.
Yeah, like those deceiving us, they themselves are being deceived.
I mean, there's no way to possibly do it. Okay, what's the IV-DV relationship of a shape? How you gonna put that into? How you gonna get a valid hypothesis for what the shape of the Earth is? Obviously, it's a ridiculous question. Well, yeah, that's the point, because it'd be a category error.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
But
Yes.
these retards don't know anything. It's sad. It's sad that they think
So yeah,
that flat Earth has been debunked. Debunked. How
well,
you gonna debunk the physics of water?
because
Which
YouTube
bodies
told
of
them
water
so.
is? Oh my God, Jenny, please. If you have something to say, go ahead and say it, but not while I'm saying it.
You're good, thanks.
So how you gonna debunk the fact that bodies of water are level and horizontal? What are they gonna say? A raindrop? Last time I checked, a raindrop wasn't a body of water. You know deep down that a puddle is flat. You know deep down a frozen lake is flat. You might know if you look on a map that a sea has to be flat. But for some reason, when we imagine the ocean, because we can't see the whole breadth of the ocean, we imagine it's curved. See a difference? How the fuck are
So
they going to prove to me that it's
so how
curved?
come some chips they disappear from the bottom if it's not if it's so flat?
Angular resolution. Now there's two different approaches to angular resolution. Something becoming so small it's indistinguishable, and then the angular distance between two objects causing there to be a melding of the two images. The the second one is what I'm talking about. Everybody in here knows that. Everybody really knows that because they've seen this effect at some point or another in their lives. But the bottom line is if Mr. Physicist says that boats go over a curve, I'm going to say, oh, okay, so the horizon is geometric, is it? Okay, so the formula is 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, which would mean, this picture that I have from the beach, since I'm 1 foot off the ground, this horizon should be 1.2 miles away. Oh, look at that. There's a boat in the distance. That boat is 3 miles away because of ship tracker, and the horizon is miles beyond it. AKA that notion also debunked. Meanwhile, what I said about angular resolution is true.
But at some point they do disappear completely.
I just told you why.
Oh no.
I just told you why. And I know you can follow. I mean, I love your voice, man. Don't let me down. I feel like we're a little more kindred than some others. Don't let me down. I know you understood what I just said. In
May I
fact,
add?
I can even give you a gift that'll show you that it's the angular resolution because there's a person who zooms in and zooms out of oil platforms in the distance. And guess what happens when he zooms out? They disappear. Now, these things are stationary, so it's not like they're not there. It was just the aperture of the camera and the inability for it to resolve that angle.
Hey, Eli. That's the. I just want to give you a heads up on this guy. Supposedly, he had conversations with people in here before and about
Yeah, it was
specifically
him.
about. Hang on, dude, Kirk. Let me just tell my colleague here.
Go
So
ahead.
he came in here and he was saying that he had some information about the rebuttal to the black swan because the people last time he was here they gave him the black swan, and so he came back in here talking about, I need you guys to explain to me. And I was like, whoa, 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 let's take it back a little bit. So now I went through the three questions he didn't know, and then we went to his whole religious state of being completely blind belief into believing that the earth is a globe. Now he's, I guess, talking about it once again, but he does know because somebody in here told him. I don't know if he knows from your perspective, but he has heard it. So just to give you a heads up.
And sorry, Jenny. But I
Hey,
mean, you
you're
could
okay,
definitely
man.
you could get in there too. I just wanted to
No,
say
no,
my piece.
no. When I do that, I'm just trying to piggyback off something I thought you said that was real good. That's all. So that's all I was
You
doing.
know
I
I
was
love
trying to,
you, Jenny.
yeah. What's up?
You know I love you, Jenny.
I love you too, bro. So yeah, it's all good.
Yep.
No worries.
Oh yeah, it was him who I spoke to, and he told me about the. Well, someone told me when he was here about the
Oh
black swan.
man, yeah. You
But
from
this is
Brooklyn,
the
right?
yeah, 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 but this is my thing. When
It's
he told
okay.
me
It's
about
not
the
your thing. You got to get somebody in here who it is, because I need to. i- If listen, some people relinquish their ability to think to their priest, aka these pseudoscientists. Bring him in here because the quicker he comes in here, the quicker I can release you.
Yep.
Oh,
this
So
guy.
there we go.
when you bring him, ask him to bring an optical device that has a non-angular field of view. Okay.
Listen,
Oh, that's a nice helpful hint.
I'm
Damn, you
trying
got
to.
the fire out of me a little bit. I didn't even know it was you, dog. I
No, but let me finish. When you told me about the black swan, this is my issue. Like, you should have presented both sides because you didn't tell me about the refraction side.
That's not a side. That's the relinquishment of the geometry that they claim. That's why I
Which,
didn't
but
tell you.
but yeah, I feel like you should have presented it because now it's like,
Well,
okay,
oh,
I
you
feel
know
like
what? All right, let's
you
do it
did it on
now.
purpose.
Let's do it now. Google refraction, and then click image and tell me what you see, and then tell me that whatever they told you was a fucking lie. Admit it, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Now, just like I had references to give you before, I can definitely send you to Andrew Thomas Young's paper, and I guarantee you that whatever justification someone gave you with their words isn't anywhere in academia because they made it the fuck up. I don't care
So
what
how
they said.
so how come in the picture of the
Did you
video?
hear? Did you hear what I said? Google it.
I heard what you said. I heard what you
Google it.
said.
Tell me
He
what
said
you
to,
see. That means like right now. Google it and tell me what you see when you type in refraction.
he said to consult the oracle, sir, is what he was meaning to do.
Like, why you want me to send
I
you the
want you to
picture of what I'm
tell. I,
seeing?
I want you to tell me what you see.
I see a definition for it.
No, click image and tell me what you see.
What did he say?
The definition.
Oh, the definition of refraction.
I
Yeah.
want you to read that too, by the way, and share your source while you're at it.
I mean, I can
Well,
give you the
I
link.
was light this dude up, bro. What's
Nah, cause
So
look, I look. Listen, we could play. We could be in kindergarten. But as as you progress in the grades, you got to get the heat. The correction has to happen. The demons have to come out.
So yeah, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right, or The Flat Earth is Right. I chopped that
so
up.
okay, so I'm searching stuff up. It's a lot going on, but let me ask you. In
Nah,
that video,
I asked you to tell me what you see.
they show you images of what it looks like, the atmosphere and the sunlight and the refraction, the atmosphere
Okay,
refraction.
the atmosphere and refraction, is that what you see when you type? Send me a screen. Go ahead and screenshot it. Let me see.
Hold on. I don't think I can send pictures here.
All right, send it to my inbox.
All right, hold on.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Flat Earth is Right. This is fun, you guys. I'm glad to listen.
I don't
All
understand
right.
why people. I don't understand why people let people just tell them anything.
Without question.
It really
Root
just
me.
it upsets
All
me.
right, you got it.
Mm, let's see. That's a picture of refraction, you think?
The atmospheric one, yeah,
All right, so check this out. Where's the sun at?
at the bottom of it, top of your eye in the picture.
In relation to this fake ass sphere air, which is a contradiction in terms. Where's the sun at?
You see it where it says actual position at the bottom one,
Outside of the air, right?
but you see the light where it's going.
Yeah, it's called a diagram. It's not real, but we'll forego that. And I want you to understand their claim. So there's the sun,
Yeah,
then there's the atmosphere.
yeah,
So the light rays are assumedly traveling from a least dense medium, well, through the same medium, which is from least dense to most dense.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. On the surface of the earth, where the boat sits, is in the same level of density that you would be standing. You don't see the problem with that?
No, I don't think it's the same level of density. It depends where it's at. You're assuming that it is.
Oh, so the boat's not on the surface like you are?
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you were to imagine a boat on the surface, on the green part of that, going to the eyeball, that would be the same level of density, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you see the light where it's going? It's actually going to the same level as your eye, and it still shows the sun same level, even though the sun is not at the same level.
And that's a red herring. So what?
The sun is not even the same level as your eye either. It's about the light, where the light goes.
Exactly, because the light is going from what? A less dense medium to, first of all, you have no medium, and then you have the light going into the air. Well, what we're talking about is a boat in the air on the surface of the water, and or well, for example, and then you have a person also on the surface in the same layer of air. So it's not analogous to the sun in this image, in which the light is traveling through all of the different layers here, because that's what this is showing, all of the different densities of air, causing it to bend.
Yes.
That's not the same situation in real life, is it?
Then how come you can see
No, we got
both?
to keep it real. It's not exactly the same, is it?
It's the same. It's about the light. It's not about the
It's not
physical boat itself.
exactly the same, is it? When I
It's
say you have light going from less dense to more dense, and then in the real world, it's just from the same density to the same density, it's not the same, is it? The
if the
words
light
that
goes
I just said aren't analogous, are they?
if light goes up, it's gonna be a different density. It's about the light. It's not about the physical thing
So check it
itself.
out. So check it out. The earth is curved, right? So you
Yeah.
believe? So then if there's something beyond the curvature and the light has to reach your eye, wouldn't it have to go to the less dense area first and then bend back down to the more dense area where you're at?
Yeah. What is your point?
Well, this is completely arbitrary, and obviously there's no way to even there's no there's no way to validate what they're showing right here. As a matter of fact, if you look at Snell's law, it has nothing to do with this diagram. Atmospheric refraction isn't real. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Guess what? Regardless of what level, aka altitude you are above the ground, you can pretty much use the same math or the same formula and add in the refraction for the air. So, guess why I didn't tell you? You know how much extra you get, including the density of the air? We can look at a calculator if you like. Maybe we should do that. Is it
Before you do
Walter
that, can you
Bisland?
can you
Is it
answer one of
Walter?
my
No,
questions?
no, hold on. Don't be afraid, my son. Don't
I'm
be
not
afraid.
afraid. I'm gonna ask a question.
How you going to ask a question while I'm trying to demonstrate something to you?
It's a simple question. It's a throwaway. You're gonna answer and then you're gonna keep going.
Okay.
How do you then explain when a boat looks like it's floating when it's going away? If
We
it's
can
not a
do
real
that on
thing.
a we can do that on a flat lake. A lake a lake like we have an RC boat example where you have the same effect and the boat is too close for it to possibly be any curvature. So there you go. You saying,
What do
how
you
do I
call that then?
explain it? You're saying, how do I explain it? But the bottom line is, what we do know, it's not Earth curve.
What do you call it then? If it's not atmospheric refraction,
What does it matter if it has nothing to do with your belief?
it matters because you say this atmospheric
No,
refraction
I
is
mean,
not a
what does
thing.
it matter if it doesn't prove that the curve of the Earth is doing it?
It matters
Yeah.
because it goes against your statement
What
Right.
statement? It goes against what statement?
that
Dude.
atmospheric refraction is not a thing when it clearly is. And you can see it with your eyes. Like, okay, that's weird. What is that? Oh, it's
Listen,
atmospheric
but
refraction.
you're looking at the image because the image is in your field of view. What somebody else tried to tell you is that an image can be out of your field of view, but the light will bend in a way that you can see it from around a corner. That's not the same as seeing what you're talking about with water or cars, for example, on a hot paved road. Same thing. That's called internal reflection, not refraction, brother, first and foremost.
Then I will agree to disagree then, because that's literally what it's called.
No, it's not.
What?
Then what is
Dude.
atmospheric refraction? It's not a thing. You just made it up.
I just told you what it was that you were describing.
So atmospheric refraction is not a thing, and they made it up.
I just told
Okay.
you what you described, what it actually is called. Total internal reflection.
Yeah, there's multiple names for multiple things going on. It's not just one penumbric term that refers to every optical effect you ever see.
Okay, so you do agree atmospheric refraction is a thing.
Well, define it.
So it is a thing.
Dude, I asked you to define it so I know what
I
the heck you're
asked you a
talking
question
about.
first. So you gonna say
Well,
yes or
I
no,
well,
and then I'm gonna fight.
I just told you what you described isn't atmospheric refraction. Now, you know what atmospheric refraction is? It's a mathematical concept. That's what it is. Is it a real thing? No, it's not.
Wow. Yee.
Yeah, so let's go back to the defining of it. How about you, who asked me what it is, define it so I know what you're talking about.
So do you think it's a real thing? Because I know you think you know what it
Holy
is.
fuck, dude. You
Exactly.
define it. Then I'll
Exactly.
answer you. Exactly. I won't
Because
define what it is.
because
Here, this is you, dude. This is
if
you. I won't
okay,
define what it is, but I want
alright.
you to tell me if it's real or not. For
If I
fuck's
did the
sake, dude.
opposite, you would do the same thing to me. So
No,
do you think
What?
okay,
it's a thing?
okay, give an example. Give an example.
Yeah, yeah,
When
dude.
we ever did that to you.
Dude, here's how this is gonna go. You
Multiple
define for
times in
you.
the
Listen, friend.
not you, not
Define
him obviously,
atmospheric.
but
Hey, dude. I don't give a shit.
oh
Define
yeah.
atmospheric refraction, or you lose your ability to speak in this venue.
So
What's
Wait,
do
your
wait,
you
wait,
think
option?
it's
wait, wait, wait,
do
wait.
you
Time
think
out.
it's a thing?
I feel like that'll be
No, there's
letting
no
him off
fucking.
the.
There's no timeout, dude.
That's
Do you
gonna let
think
him
it's a
off the
thing?
You
hook. He
define
already
it.
told
No,
you.
no, it don't matter,
He
dude.
already told you what it is.
I
It's that
no, he
picture that he
didn't.
put in there. It's that.
He
It's
has,
that. It,
dude. He's playing
it,
games with me. You understand?
For,
I'm not playing games
it,
with you, bro. All I asked you was a question.
it
You
should not
are.
be, it shouldn't, if you have an understanding of what refraction is, you shouldn't have any
but
difficulty
he
right
already.
now giving a definition, or you can consult the oracle. I mean,
I mean, I guess
cite
that's
your
Yeah,
funny.
source.
or you could say, or you could say, friend, I already posted it in there. 10 minutes after the hour. Can you check it out and then come back and give me an answer? That's fair. But just throwing your hands up in a circular loop of I won't define it. You just tell me if it's real. That's just retarded.
No,
It
So
is.
what's
again,
it gonna be, friend?
if I did that to you, you would tell me I was in my feelings.
You have options.
We're still dicking around here. What's it gonna be?
So do you believe in it? Yes or no?
Dude, are you retarded? What's it gonna be?
Well, I already answered you. So if you want to default to getting muted or whatever AI is gonna do after you heard me answer you, that's your fault.
I
Dude,
understand
I
that.
just want you to give the smallest concise definition so I understand what you're talking about.
You already know what it is. You don't need me to tell you what it is. That's my problem with you. You already know what it is.
It's actually not
No.
a real thing because Globers, look, they make shit up. I can guarantee you know how many times we defeat an argument. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you about the Selenilian eclipse, but do you know that the flatearth.ws website came up with their explanation after I fucking said it? So yeah, niggas be out there making shit up. What's so hard to understand about that?
Someone else told me about
Yeah,
that too.
bro. So, bro,
And
you gonna define it, or you gonna keep playing games? What's it gonna be?
again, you already know what it is. You don't need me to define it.
Okay. See ya. See ya.
Hey, it is what it is. I did it yesterday. He's well within his right to do it
Okay.
today.
Let's be clear, friend. I don't know what you mean when you're employing that term, which is why I'm asking you. It's called the Socratic method. You refusing to define it, okay, it's your fault, not mine.
Yeah, it only
I
shows
don't
his lack
understand
of
what your
understanding
bile
of the
is.
terms he's using.
So, for
Yeah, well,
example, what is total internal reflection? Do you believe in it? Do you believe in total internal reflection, sir? Wait a minute. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean by that. Could you explain it to me or define it for me? No, sir. Do you believe in it? Yes or no? If you don't believe in it, you're going to hell. Answer the question right fucking now. Fucking retard, dude. You done made me swear 7 times. Now I'm going to have to flagellate myself for 33 hours to atone for that sin. Sir, when you're ready to define it, you could come off mute. Until that point, you can stay on mute. So what happens is, son, you say a stupid term, someone asks you to define it, then they're just left with, do you believe in it or not? So if I say I believe in it, then what am I agreeing to? Your interpretation, a literal interpretation, a dictionary definition. What am I agreeing to? What contract am I signing when I say I believe in it? See how stupid this is? That's the problem with people like you and Globers. Somebody says this term, which has all these loaded attachments to it, and they just say, oh, yeah, of course I believe in gravity. Well, what the fuck do you mean by gravity? Do you mean down? Do you mean up, down and up? Do you mean energetic forces that pull on things? Energetic forces that push on things? Do you mean the bending and warping of space-time? Do you mean the cause? Do you mean the effect? What do you mean, do I believe in gravity? See, it's not that simple, is it? But to you, it's that simple because you have a small mind. So when you're ready to answer the question, you can come off mute. Otherwise, it's pointless to talk to you because we're just talking about differing religious faiths. Do you believe in love after love? Elijah, do you believe in love after love? Yes or no? What do you mean by that? Shut the fuck up and give me the answer. Ay, ay, ay.
so you know what it is.
All right,
Uh,
Kirk, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to take you off mute. I expect to hear your understanding of what atmospheric refraction is. All right, let's go. All right, it's your turn to speak, Kirk. Yep, that's what I thought. Crickets. Now, if you don't want to answer, okay, because you're too stubborn, you could also give an example in the reverse that you accused us of doing. Until then, you go back on mute. So you have two. I gave you 2 options. You could provide an example of your accusation against us, or you can fulfill your burden of saying what you mean by the terms you say. All right, go on mute until then.
Doesn't
Look,
what, what's doesn't Walter Bislin's calculator have refraction built in?
no. The answer is no.
I mean, I know there's no such thing, but
No. It's irrelevant. He doesn't have refraction built in. I'll explain. The function of his calculator, when you have an observation that is not met by the geometry of the Earth, is to increase or decrease the radius of the Earth that you're applying the geometry to. Now, increasing and decreasing the radius of the Earth that you're applying to the geometry to isn't inducing refraction. It's just lowering the geometric obstruction between point A and point B. So it has nothing to do with refraction whatsoever. Now, people will claim that he derived that increase and decrease to the Earth's radius from refraction, but then you have to prove that in the first instance. So this is an example of saying, oh, do you believe atmospheric refraction exists or terrestrial refraction exists? No, listen, if you're referring to the geometric alteration to the Earth's radius in Walter Bislin's calculator, then no, that's not true in reality. It's not just size. I mean, duh. So again, what do you mean by atmospheric refraction, Mr. Kirk? What do you mean by it? What's the definition of it? You can't say, do you believe atmospheric refraction exists? Here's a definition of refraction, because they're two different terms, right? Refraction is refraction, and atmospheric refraction must be something different because it has a modification word in the beginning. So, what do you mean by that?
I mean, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know enough because the actual attempted rebuttal is 7/6 R refraction.
Now, Mr. Kirk, the primary reason why I'm upset at you is because rather than addressing the merits of my contention before I answered your question, which is I want a definition, you accused our side of doing the same, right? You accused our side of being as weaselly stupid as you, right? And that's where you done screwed up. So you have the ability, my friend, to salvage your situation by simply defining what you understand or mean by atmospheric refraction, right? Or providing a definition that you're willing to ask me if I believe or don't believe it, or that it represents reality, or you could provide an example of your accusation. Either one will win you a free pass. But I'm not going to have a conversation about something that you refuse to define. That's just retarded. It's a waste of my time, waste of your time, waste of everybody's time. So meanwhile, the United States government, right, military, decided to test dual band, actually tri-band laser range systems, right, at 120 kilometers. They did their test and they had a telescope on the Hawaiian Islands, right, that they shot the lasers at. It was a 4-meter telescope. And they were going to receive the bands at the telescope to see how much they refracted or how accurate they were at that range, because they want to, have accurate systems of targeting, right? So after the
You're roboting.
Okay, yeah, you're roboting, bro.
when they got the things, okay, all four lasers were received by the target. Okay, so the
You're a robot in AI.
AI, we're gonna have to change your name to Robbie the Robot.
guy
Eratosthenes.
crunched his
Yeah, it's sad because atmospheric refraction, it doesn't exist, bro. Like, otherwise, how would they be able to shoot down planes from the ground if the planes weren't actually in the position that they calculated for when they shot them down? So clearly, that's not the case. It's just a diagram someone shared just to justify that the initial claim of the horizon being 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet being wrong, just to justify that being wrong, they're going to say it's actually an unfalsifiable claim. There's no way to actually verify that that claim is actually true. Second of all,
There is.
you can think for yourself, bro. You're at a beach, you're laying there. The horizon, the curve of the earth is supposed to be at 1 mile. You can see clear as day. Because 1 mile is not that far, 2 miles not that far, 3 miles not that far. You can clearly see that you just see what you see. But you're gonna believe that everything that you see beyond 1.2 miles is actually holographic in nature to make it look like it's flatter than what it really is. You really believe that, bro?
AI was actually explaining how you can test to see if the assumed refraction is there using lasers of different wavelength. And the military has done this and continues to use lasers of different wavelengths for their targeting systems, because if things were all holograms in the distance, all of the things they're shooting at and hitting wouldn't actually hit. It's just nonsense. The Globers like to think that it's unfalsifiable so they can maintain their beliefs. The problem is all of this atmospheric refraction stuff is post hoc, after the fact, added just to make things work, when in reality they don't work. They got the size of the Earth from looking at the horizon with the eyes. And so that's where they got their sizes. And then Aristophanes, he doesn't have any refraction in all of his light from the sun. There's no refraction there. Oh, they got the size of the Earth again. So either they have a serious problem where you can't have like your cake and eat it. You gotta actually look at how refraction works. What are the conditions required to refract the light? And they never take into account the angle. If you're going to talk about Snell's law and refraction, you got to talk about the angle of incidence. And if these idiots don't even know about the angle of incidence required, they don't know what refraction is. It just becomes a convenient excuse. If we just bend all of the light, we can make things appear to work. But then when it doesn't work, we just don't bend the light. So we just continue to change things to try to make it fit, even though there's no basis for that. You don't have any evidence that there is refraction there. You just have to say it. That's why, like, when you use lasers of different wavelengths, or you use cameras that are modified for infrared alongside with normal cameras, you should be able to see the difference in refraction between the two wavelengths if all the light is being refracted. But they both see as far, or if not further, in infrared, which is the opposite of what you would expect, considering that infrared refracts less than visible light. So all of a sudden, it's the opposite of what the globers need. They needed the infrared to actually be much closer on the horizon. The horizon needed to be much closer in the infrared, because that's what's refracting least, and that's where the horizon should be the most close to the globe sizes. But in the infrared, you actually can see further. So that's the opposite of what the globe would predict, based on what they claim with their all the light always bends down idea, which is just not observed in reality.
Mhm.
I wonder if he's listening. Even your background noise is roboting.
Hello.
Welcome
Try
back.
again.
What I miss?
Nothing. We wouldn't dare unmute him and go against your authority.
Well, yeah, but I thought you had presented his definition and his example of you doing the same nonsense that he was doing.
Nah, he didn't say anything. He didn't type anything. He didn't send anything.
Oh. I mean, he's got an accusation on the table. Must be at the forefront of his mind. If he's bold enough to make an accusation in that manner, he should have something to back it up, shouldn't he? Maybe not a specific, but at least a general.
He said he sent me a video. He sent me a video.
Oh, what was the
See,
video about?
now we're getting somewhere. Except except this motherfucker here, yo. Clearly, with Snell's law, it talks about a boundary. Now, even in the video he sent, the words material boundary are literally horizontally across,
Right.
except at the top part of that line, it says less dense air. And at the bottom part of that line, it says more dense air. When they say material boundary, they're talking of Snell's law has to do with light going from one medium to another, air to glass, air to water. So, I mean, I'd feel disrespected that somebody try to pull a fast one on me like this. Because here's just some person explaining something in a video with a diagram they made up. Everything I send you is from university, bro. Not that, not that we have to appeal to an authority.
Right.
I'm just
So,
saying.
okay, so his question to me was, do you believe in atmospheric refraction? And he provided somebody's personal thoughts and opinions and views. So he's basically asking, do you believe in somebody's personal thoughts, opinions, and views? Think about it.
But it's fucked up because it, yo, they took what you would what you would find on Google, right? The words material boundary is right there, but there's no material boundary between air and air. Like
Yeah, so
that's insane. I don't
yeah,
look.
let me finish the laser story. So the laser hit all three lasers hit the same telescope receptor. And after the guy modeled it, and the other guy took that data to do his thesis on it. Okay, so his PhD thesis, and he modeled the attempted models of refraction that are allegedly globe Earth models of refraction, right? But let's be clear that a tri-band laser, each wavelength would refract at a different rate. And if it followed the standard model, it would have been impossible. Okay, let me say that one more time. Impossible for the lasers to have hit the same 4-meter telescope because they all would have been curved at different rates across the entire 120 kilometers, and they would have hit at different targets, right? So in order to resolve this fact, because remember, we're trying to use this to target enemies, right? We don't want to miss, right? So when he modeled this, he found that any standard model of refraction based on atmospheric refraction concepts or terrestrial refraction concepts or anything else didn't fit the data. It should have been impossible for the laser to have hit. In fact, the laser shouldn't even have been level for it to hit. The laser should have been pointed up into the sky at like 45 degrees in order for the arc that they claim would exist with atmospheric refraction for the laser to hit the target. His conclusion is that standard models of atmospheric refraction cannot account for real-world scenarios. And a deterministic model of refraction does not exist. Let me repeat, does not exist. So again, what do you mean by atmospheric refraction? For example, in the demonstration, or sorry, not a demonstration, but in the ideation that you gave to Elijah, you have a discrete boundary between density layers in the atmosphere. That's not what exists in the atmosphere, my friend. What exists in the atmosphere is a non-homogeneous anisotropic media. That means it has infinite variability. There's no hard boundary. There's no boundary to calculate the normal line to get the indices of refraction from. Do you understand? It doesn't exist. Okay, the only place that a hard boundary between a non-homogeneous anisotropic media exists is in a piece of paper in fantasy land. So again, what do you mean by atmospheric refraction? Do you see the problem yet?
I want to hear his response. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, if he's ready to finally fess up what he means by it, or to concede he has no idea what he's talking about, or provide an example where we would answer the question, what do you mean by that, in the same obtuse way he attempted to. So now he has three options to get out of it. So go for it. Third time's a charm, I suppose.
Please don't let me down. Nothing.
This is destined to break.
Well, how unfortunate that the priesthood has taken his cognitive abilities.
So the three
Oh no, you're roboting.
options you have on the
Yo, first of all, y'all are so quick with these robot memes and shit. Like, it's insane how as soon as somebody robots, y'all are on it. Like, yo.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.